I forgot. Usually with my stick I knock the bushery around. Make sure there's no snakes. It's just sitting around. Oops, that's really crooked. Often I don't fix it when it's crooked, but today, well, that's pretty good, eh? Alright, here we go. Here we go. How's it going? Okay, I wanted to show you my new leggings. Can you see that? I'll maybe take some photos in a minute. I made them from some other deer hide. Oop, slow water. Slow water. Ooh, there's a tiny little leech. Ooh, water's really slow. Okay, there we go. Yeah, so these are from, I made these this week. They're brain / smoked tan deer hide, and I made a tunic for my long ride. So the first year I wore, I guess for the first month or so, I wore this deerskin, beautiful deerskin tunic, and it was just a little too hot. Once the summer came on, it was just too hot, so I packed it up and mailed it back to my friends in Saskatchewan. And then I've just been dragging it along, and then my brother brought my, here you can see this side. See, gotta have some fringe, right? And I tie them up here. I made these a little longer than my other ones so they get to my knees. And yeah, I have a little knife here. So I wear them here. I made some leather ones before, which are the ones I have been wearing up to now. Just regular cowhide. And it's really for protection from snakes mostly, but I guess insect to a degree. And yeah, they're just really leg protections. And it's pretty thick, right? So it'd be pretty hard for most snakes to bite through. And my Thai friends, they approve, so got the approval of my village people. That's all I need to know. Yeah, but yeah, so I made the tunic, you know, a long time ago. Jeez, I don't know, 10 years ago at least. No, probably 12 years ago. Yeah, probably. And, ooh, they're so slow. And I kept it as a tunic all along, right? Really beautiful. But then my brother brought my saddle from Pinch Creek in Alberta, my friend Heidi's and David's, and the tunic was in that box, so I decided, well, as beautiful as the tunic is, it's more or less just like a museum type piece, right? Can't really wear it. Well, I could wear it, but anyway, it'd be really silly here. So I just took it apart, and it's been sitting around for a number of months, and this week I decided to put together some leggings for walking here. And it's really nice to be wearing this. And so this is deer from deer hunting that I did, and you know, my friend Lyle taught me how to skin and gut a deer, and I taught myself how to do deer hides when I was in New Brunswick a number of years earlier. So I got a bunch of hides from hunters in the region and learned how to brain tan. So it's a long process, and it's really challenging physically, you know. But I got pretty good at it, actually, I'd say. And I did some in Saskatchewan as well. Yeah. So I learned all that. I really wanted to learn how to do that. And I mean, Lyle taught me how to hang the deer up and gut it and all that and skin it. And then basically he just let me off on my own to do my thing, right? So I figured it out. That's what you do, you kind of teach yourself, right? But anyway, but Lyle was definitely really thanks, Lyle. But anyway, I guess I did about 15 deer hides all told, and I worked on 2 buffalo hides, like 2 bison hides, and I wanted to do a hair-on buffalo robes, right? But that's a whole other level of hide work. But I ended up sort of scraping the hair off the buffalo and making buffalo hide brain tan, and that worked out okay. Would have worked out better if that was my intention from the beginning, probably, but anyway, you learn through it, right? And, yeah. I've worked with deer hides and moose hides a lot over the years. Hey, where did I put my... Oh, there it is. Yeah, a lot. Like, I used, even much younger, I used to buy commercially tanned deer hides and make stuff from that. And top moccasin making and all kinds of things. I wasn't sure. It rained last night. It's a bit. My boots are a bit wet, but not too bad. Oh, I don't think I rinsed that one out. Oh, well, it's probably fine. Okay, you can probably tell that it's like a early hot season day. Sun out. Crystal clear sky. Oh god, the blue skies right now. It might have something to do with less industrial activity happening because of the virus. I'm not sure. Because things are ramping back up, but air is beautiful, water is beautiful. Water is so slow. It's weird. Oh, there's a few mosquitoes out. Gotta be careful right now. There's a bit of a dengue outbreak right now. A lot of people getting dengue in Thailand. I don't know if Chiang Mai is so bad right now, but some other places, like Mae Song and places in the south too. 25,000 cases, maybe? It's sort of funny though. I mean, maybe it just makes sense. But, hang on. Best water in the world. Like Thailand's had 3,000 COVID cases and everything got locked down, but there's 25,000 dengue cases, and it's like, oh well. Well, it's in the news, but it's like no one's locking down stuff for that. But maybe it's just different, right? Like you don't catch dengue from another person exactly. Like maybe if you have dengue and a mosquito bites you and then bites someone else, I don't know. Is that how it works? I actually don't know, but. Oh, it's a perfect day for a water walk. My water walk last week was kind of like this too. And then it rained in the later afternoon. Maybe it'll rain today, but it might not. It's funny though, like each rainy season that goes through, I like them more and more. From my first year of being terrified of the rainy season, it's like, oh, actually it wasn't so bad. Not my fault, everyone was telling me how crazy it was. Like, foreigners and Thai people. I don't know. I've probably said this before, but like when you've been walking around at 40 below zero with a 50 below wind chill and living in a tent, I'm not saying it's easy, but maybe it puts things into perspective. And a little bit more on this one. And then I'll have a nice drink of water. I'll have a nice cup of tea. Oh, that reminds me of this great documentary. I can't remember. Anyway, it was such a great show. It was this family, Inuit family, running around, and they're doing a film, obviously, because I was watching it. They're doing a film, and they're going from like ice floe to ice floe, right? I think they're probably hunting seal or bear or something. Or who knows, probably that, but maybe even whale or something. Like they're in a bigger boat. I think it might have been like a wood type boat, but it was more like an umiak size. Umiak's like a big boat the Inuit used to make. Like we all know about kayaks, like the Greenland and Baffinland, and all the Arctic archipelago use kayaks to hunt and stuff on. But they also made umiaks, which are big boats. Same idea, like wood frame with a hide cover, and the whole families could move in those, and they could shift camps and stuff. Of course, only in the summer, short summertime when the waters were open, back in those days. Anyway, they were going from ice floe to ice floe, and then they said, "Oh, we're going to go to this ice floe." And there was an old fellow, and every time someone would say it, he goes, "And then we'll have a nice cup of tea." Anyway, that's all I remember of it. It was so great. Oh, yeah. Get away from mosquitoes. We don't have that much mosquitoes here. I mean, there's some right here, right? Like, I'm right in the bush here, right? Like, there's even... there's not much standing water, but it is pretty wet through this part. But and you can see it's not like it's not like being in northern Canada where you get eaten alive. But that's here, right? Up in the mountains. Very little standing water here. Very little. Most of it's in motion. So that's my theory, and also it's cooler, right? So as for what I know is that I've heard people like reading older people here in this village saying, "Oh, in the past we never had any mosquitoes ever," right? And that's probably because things are warming a bit. And we hear often, like in Africa and stuff, malaria kind of rising in elevation, you know, as the climate changes and stuff. And it's probably the same here. There's not really malaria in this region, I don't think. I mean, I think there's none, but definitely dengue, though. Isn't that good? Okay, open the valve. Okay, the flow is flowing. Okay, I'm gonna pack up. I'll be back. Okay, probably do a little bit of filming as I walk. How's my hair looking today? So I got it up in a... See, I got it up in a thing. Anyway, see you in a bit. Okay, so here are my little leggings. Let's see. These go up. I'm filming it upside down, actually. I'm gonna have to flip it, I guess. Does that work? Actually, I can't see the screen. Yeah, so I've got my old boots, my old moccasins that I'm using. They're great. Let's do this. There, that's better. Okay. Yeah. See, of course, I'd love to have fringe, eh? Oh, yeah. Gotta have some fringe there. Gotta have it. Gotta have it. These are I made them a little bit simpler than my other ones. My other ones I had more of like fringy things here, you know, kind of like, I just decided to keep it simpler. And The beauty of the hide speaks for itself. Ooh, that's nice, eh? Look at that. I don't know why I don't know, this is somehow more open. I don't know. So the stream that I was by is now down there and flowing downhill. Funny how water does that. Okay, I guess that's it for now. Not much to today's walk, but other than talking about leggings and leather and deer hide and what else to say? Get out in the sun, I guess. Ciao! The wind's picked up, the clouds have come in, the storm's coming. Look at that. Oh yeah. The wind is very often not a lot of wind here. สวัสดีค่ะสบายดีไหมค่ะคิดว่าฝนจะตกใช่ไหมใช่คิดว่าวันนี้ไม่ตกใช่ just saying the rain is coming. Oh, there's a bit of blue left. That's moving pretty quick though. You can feel the wind, eh? Usually there's not a lot of wind here. Anyway, off we go.